Hey, what is happening everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we're checking out and reviewing this Avantree wireless transmitter for your Nintendo Switch, Switch Lite, or your PC. That's right, using this adapter that's included in the box. Connect it to your transmitter, hook it up to your PC, and all of a sudden you actually have a pretty nice way to actually hook up a wireless headset to your computer. Of course, not any headset, because although other headphones will work, you will want to get yourself an AptX codec compatible pair of headphones, such as the Avantree Audition Pro or the Audition Pro that has been recently released, which I might review somewhere in the future. That being said, of course, this has been primarily made for your Nintendo Switch or Switch Lite. Alright, so the first thing to note is that my Switch battery here is almost dead. That's important because when you hook up this thing, while your battery is low, it will not supply any power back to whatever device you're hooking up. And that's fair because if your Switch is under 10%, it's not good to actually have it at that point. Go ahead, do yourself a favor, charge your Switch, and come back to it. Now, of course, this thing has a couple things. It has a logo, it has an LED indicator, a side switch, and a bottom USB port to pass through power into your Switch and charge it up. And as you can see, we are now charging. That being said, you're probably wondering, does this thing affect the charging capability of your Switch? As the original Switch charger, if you didn't know, supplies up to 15 volts at 2.6 amps, which charges your Switch very quickly. So what I have here is a USB Type-C tester. Basically, this little display will tell me what is going on, how much power is being drawn, at what voltage, and what kind of effects are happening, and how much power is being passed through over time. So let's go ahead and test it out without the actual transmitter, and hook it up and see what we get. So as you can see, we are getting 14.9 volts at 0.72 amps. That being said, let's go and test it out with the actual transmitter hooked up. And as you can see, the difference here is very minimal, with around 0.03 amps. So yeah, basically, don't worry about it. This thing is not going to affect your Switch. In terms of charging capacity, I've already tested it with 5 volts, and I got a very similar result. So as I was saying, this thing does work with other headphones. But the problem is, you'll have some really bad delay. It's not going to be super consistent, but in terms of audio quality, it's going to be pretty fine. So to get the most out of this thing, you want to get yourself an AptX codec compatible pair of headphones, or a pair of earbuds, depending on what you can get your hands on. Right here I have the Audition Pro, which I have reviewed, and it's one of my favorite headphones. It's very comfortable, it's nice and basic, and overall, it's pretty affordable. So I went ahead and plugged it into my computer, and what do you know, it works just fine. It works perfectly, I had no issues with it. The audio quality sounds great, and everything is as it should be. And again, there's no delay and no glitches. Now you're probably asking, why not hook it up through Bluetooth 5.0 and get it over with? Well, I've already tested it with Bluetooth 4.2 and 5.0 on my computer, but the problem is, if you didn't know, Windows just doesn't support AptX codec, and what you end up with is a whole lot of glitches and issues that you'll find out over time. Some people don't have them, some people do, but in most cases, you'll have some slight delays, and you won't be able to get the most out of your headphones, which is of course when something like this comes in handy, but of course, you can actually get something that is bigger, with better range, for a very similar price. Now you're probably asking, what about the microphone? Well, there is a microphone that is included in the box here. It's a tiny little microphone, it's pretty nice, but let's be honest, the Switch has barely any microphone usage when it comes to pretty much any game. To be honest, I don't even know what games actually have any voice chat or voice commands, but if you do, you can definitely just hook that up. You can just connect that up here, and you'll be good to go. And yes, this little guy does sound pretty great if you do end up using it. And yes, if you're wondering, the same thing will happen to your PC. This thing will only transmit audio and no microphone. So whatever headphones you have, even if they're AptX compatible, they will not transmit your microphone. And with that being said guys, that is actually pretty much it for this video. It's a pretty nice little adapter, it worked fine. Just make sure you have yourselves an AptX codec compatible headphones, and I'll leave a list that do work with this thing in the description down below. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed this video and helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care everyone.